about that? Should we bow?
Yeah.
Go, go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. That was nice.
That was nice. No one ever claps for us.
If we could open the show like that every week.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen.
They come over every week.
Thank you very much. That was some kind of clapping. Man, oh goodness gracious. We need to do more live shows. This is fun. We're at the castle today, if you haven't noticed. So we've got some food laid out in front of you, but we've got all kinds of stuff here. We were in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee.
Right.
What did you think about that?
I loved it.
It
I'd
was
like
beautiful.
to live there. I would live there. I loved it.
It was a beautiful place.
It was.
In the mountains. It was just,
Pretty.
it was
beautiful.
absolutely gorgeous. It really was. There wasn't a whole lot of industry going on other than lodge.
And that was nice.
Yeah, and they hired a whole lot of the community. So much history there. So all these machines making all this cast iron, just a fantastic thing. I love cast iron. So here we've got all this food and we've got all this cast iron. I'll tell you something I am going to do, and I hope I don't
Burn the place down.
burn the place down or cause too much smoke to be flying around. That's why one reason we didn't want to build a fire, we didn't want smoke. When you're doing a show and it's cast iron cooking and it's outdoors, what happens?
I can't see because you get smoke in my face. I
So
cry.
if you see Nikki and there's
Crying,
tears coming down her
All
face.
the smoke comes to
and poor
me.
Kelly, usually it goes right in Kelly's face. It's a beautiful show because of the fire. And
Right.
you've got all this going on.
But we have no makeup on at the end.
I don't wear makeup.
Oh, that's
Let's-
right.
let's
Okay.
do
All
that.
right.
But it really is, it's kind of tough to do, but we love doing it. It's very visual when you see the fire and you see the food, and we love to cook over fire. Cast iron cooking lends itself well to cooking outside because all you need is a heat source. 250 degrees here or there, or there, or there is 250 degrees. When I put enough coals on that to make it 350 degrees, it's the same as your oven. So any recipe you see us doing on cast iron, you think, hey, maybe I'd like to try that, but I can't, I live in an apartment, and you don't want to set your deck on fire, then you can do that in your oven. We're at the Cornbread Festival, and what was some of the food that you like seeing down there?
Well, I was telling everybody here, everything cornbread, they did all kinds of stuff with it. They put crab meat in it. We ate so many different foods. They made an omelet. That was my favorite. Out of cornbread.
The outer shell of the omelet is cornbread. So we got down there, we're walking around. Mark Kelly is his name.
Right.
I'll tell you what, let's do. Before we go any further, let's take a little tour around South Pittsburgh, and we're going to introduce you to Mark Kelly from Lodge. Good guy, wasn't he?
He was a nice guy.
We're in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee. This is Mark Kelly.
Nice to see you, Tim.
We've talked on the phone 80, 100,000 million times.
Yes, sir.
About
Always
all
a pleasure.
About all kinds of interesting things. And one of the interesting things you talked about was say, hey, Tim, when's the last time you came to the Cornbread Festival? I'm like, wait, that sounds like it's right up my alley.
Yeah.
Tell us, if you will, a little, you work for Lodge, obviously,
Yes.
it's on your shirt. And what a great history. How long has it been going on?
Since
this town?
1896.
1896, same year I was born.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
I was born a week earlier.
A week earlier. So tell us just a little bit about the place that we see over here. You said this one room looks like an aircraft carrier, and I would tend to agree. What goes on back here?
That's our new foundry. Was completed at the end of 2017. Have 2 production lines that make cast iron cookware.
Wow.
It's most advanced cast iron cookware foundry in the world. The great thing is we've had tremendous growth and had to meet customer demand, so we had to build a very expensive facility. But even more beautiful is these products made here in Tennessee are sold all over the world.
And if you want to look on a map, that's in the very southern part of the state, not too far from Alabama, correct?
We're right at the apex of Tennessee, Georgia, and Alabama.
Wow, right here.
Right here. I mean, literally, Alabama is 5 minutes away.
Can you tell me what's going on? It was a mainstay when I was a kid. Everybody in Kentucky used cast iron.
Yes.
But all of a sudden, we're getting these messages from people who are saying, hey, I'm just getting started in cast iron cooking, and you have had to build on because there's so much going on. What is the rediscovery or what's going on with cast iron right now?
It's a combination of things. First, we started Foundry seasoning the cookware in 2002, which took the phobia out of new generation cooks. And at the same time, Food Network, your show, other cooking shows were coming along and using cast iron to prepare recipes. And you have these world-class chefs using that in their restaurants, and customers see that. But more importantly, it's a healthy product to use, and a lot of people think it's strictly for fried chicken and cornbread. You can cook anything in it, and I noticed this first on West Coast. You can cook fat-free with it because it's already seasoned. But the best thing is, once people try it, they're like, man, this food tastes a lot better than anything else.
It does, and you know, how long have we, I mean, some of this non-stick stuff, I'm not going to go into particulars, but it can poison you. It's not good.
Well, you know, that's the thing with cast iron. It's the natural non-stick.
Right.
It's been around since the Middle Ages. It's very basic engineering to make it happen. We've just automated it. But again, you can cook virtually anything with it, and you can cook it on the stovetop and in the oven and out on the campfire. What else can do that and last forever?
The Foundry. You can tour the Foundry, correct?
It's the only time of the year the Foundry is open to the public, 9 to 5, both Saturday and Sunday. We have a lot of requests to come, but people are in awe of the size of the facility and how much cookware we can make. They also, more importantly, they take pride in the fact that an American manufacturer can make it right and do it right, and be known all over the world.
Now, we're obviously not in the house today, but we're at the Cornbread Festival, the National
Cornbread Festival.
So tell us what goes on here. How long has this been going on?
This is the 23rd year.
Wow.
And it has a really humble origin. The town was struggling, and they had an idea for a festival and started having meetings, and the idea, you know, Cornbread Festival, what's better than cast iron for cornbread? And we have a Lodge National Cornbread Cook-Off, and it's a little different cornbread. It's a cup of Martha White cornmeal, a seasoned Lodge product. Everything else is left to the participants' imagination, and imagination really doesn't state what it is. We have amazing recipes, every cooking technique and every cooking genre, whether it's Tex-Mex or Caribbean or Mediterranean, and we have contestants from all over the country every year, and it's become a national event. I mean, we're recognized throughout the country as one of the premier festivals in the country.
It's early in the morning.
Yes.
And it's already full.
Absolutely.
I can't imagine what it's going to be in another hour or so.
To me, it's the best festival I've ever been involved with, and that has nothing to do with me working for Lodge or living in this community. I've been to a lot of festivals, and the pride the community has and the devotion to each other is it's really humbling.
You know something that's really nice about this is the smell.
Yes, sir.
We have had a blast, and we're not done yet. So
We're not done
going to take a look
yet. Thank you,
around,
sir.
get some more to eat.
It's always a great time.
Thank you,
man.
Mark. I want to say one more time, we were so lucky to be able to go down to South Pittsburgh and get the tour and talk to
Right,
Mark
that
and all
was
those
fun.
kind of things. It was a cool place. Lodge, made in this country since 1480.
Wow.
I think it's more like 1890 something. Just they make
Wow.
a fantastic product. All right, so here we are. I'm going to go ahead and get a little heat going here.
What are you making first? Are you making your actual omelet or the meat, the stuff in it?
Well, I'm going to show them how to do that because we got
Okay.
enough batter for that.
Okay.
This is tricky. This is the first part you got to fix. So what we're going to do is mix up our batter. 1 cup of yellow cornmeal. Let's go 1/4 of a cup of self-rising flour. We try to do things that most people can access easily. Let's go 1 cup of that. So we're going to mix this up. And then, because we don't have the proper consistency there, we're going to come back with, let's go 1/4 at a time till we get there. Because you don't know it till you see
It's
it.
true. 1 egg.
All right.
Look at you.
You know what? We need a little bit more water. Let's go another 1/4 cup.
Right?
Because you got to be able to pour this out.
Because you had it thin.
Now see how that pours? That's about the consistency you want. So here we go. So we're going to put this right in the middle, and then we're going to move it around to fill the skillet up. And you don't want it too hot, or it won't spread all the way up. Put a little more. Now the thing is, it's cold today, so it's not doing it exactly like it should. But
You're
there's,
going good.
it's getting there.
Perfect.
See what I'm saying? You want it to fill that skillet up. Now typically your omelet is going to be egg. So what happens when it's cornbread?
It's even better.
It's even better. Now this is the part where it gets tricky. You got to watch it real close.
We had fun last night. The dogs ate good this morning. They did.
They had a lot of
They had a
cornbread.
lot of cornbread. They did.
But they were making this, the experts were making this, and we're like, hey, we can do
They
that.
look so simple. They were just like,
So when it starts bubbling in the middle, you know it's getting good. And so you want to start loosening it up when you think you're about there.
He was actually flipping them last night. You gonna do that?
I'm not brave enough
Okay.
to do it today.
Oh, it's doing good. It's doing
You
good.
want to make sure you get it. It has to be. It can't be too thick. When you can move the whole thing, you're getting close. All right, I'm going to try to flip this without tearing it up. I'm not going to.
You can do it. Woohoo!
Oh yeah! That was half the battle right there. All right, now we want to get the other side nice and golden. All right, this is about done. So I'm going to set it aside. Can I get a big hand of applause for me not breaking that?
Wow. Nice job. Nice job. Very impressed.
All right. So we're going to take this and set it aside. Since I got this burner going, I'm just going to keep it going.
All right.
I'll tell you what we're going to do.
Switch burners.
Yeah, I'll set that over here. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to take some onions. Anything that you would put on an omelet. Woo!
Good?
Yeah, that's perfect. Now these are precious.
Right.
Now the thing about these, if you see a bug crawling out, it's no big deal. We'll put him in there too. A little more protein. I'm gonna leave these in bigger sections because they're so tasty. So you're about to smell what I call fair food. When you go to the fair, what do you smell on the air? Green onions, sometimes onions, green peppers, and usually sausages and things like that. Get ready, here it comes. To me, it's one of the best smells in the world. Let's do the mushrooms. I'm gonna have a little slot over here where I put these. These mushrooms are just, oh, to die for. By the way, I'm putting in sausage and bacon. Okay, now here's what I'm gonna do. Where's our tasters? Tasters. Are y'all from the same? Come on up here. We won't hurt you too bad. All right, what's your name?
Dave Sellers, Roberts, Kentucky.
Roberts, Kentucky. Where's that on the map exactly?
Henderson County.
You took a drive. Thank you very much for coming to see us. I appreciate that. All right, I'm gonna heat this up just a little bit.
Okay.
My hands are fairly clean.
Okay.
That's good. I'm gonna put a little cheese on here. And I want to take, now yeah, you could put eggs in here as well.
Tomato.
Do you like or dislike anything that's in here?
No, sir.
Just put them right on top of that.
Got enough?
Yep, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some more cheese. You like cheese?
Oh, sure.
That looks good.
Man, it does.
I wonder who cut that cheese.
Me.
Nobody got
No,
it.
no, not funny. Not funny.
Nobody got it. Nobody got
No.
it. Nobody got it. That's not a good thing. I like here. Now watch what happens. You see where I'm going with this?
Ready for it on the plate?
Yep. Now Kelly has to get her beauty shot. Watch, I'm gonna garnish this with just a little bit of this. Look at that. Now look at that. Oh,
Cornbread omelet.
Oh, man.
do you mind if I eat that? I've kind of changed my mind. Do you want to set it here and eat it, or would you rather eat it right there?
I'd rather eat it right here, maybe.
We'll watch it. Take every bite.
These two-headed people, man, they do so many cool things.
That's pretty good.
You like that? Would you make it at home?
Yeah, well, my wife made it.
Take it back there with
There
you.
you go.
and eat it.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
All right, not too long ago, we were talking about Morels.
Right.
Rick brought these over to the house today before he did this event.
That was nice of him to let
It
you
was
have those.
nice of him.
That's right.
These things, now if they're big, they're kind of obvious. You'll see them from a mile away, but it takes an eye. Friends like that are great.
That's right.
You dropped them off. I paid him $700. Boom,
Did
went
you
on his
really?
way.
Wow.
So we're going to show you what they look like growing in the wild. Rick and I went out not too long ago. We'll show you a piece of this segment where we went to Shelby County and looked for some mushrooms. We're in an undisclosed location.
Yeah.
Deep, dark Shelby County.
Deep dark. We're in the wilderness.
That's my truck right up there.
Oh, yeah.
In your driveway.
Yeah.
All right, now, we're out here looking for something to eat. Last time we were out here, we had asparagus. No, it was asparagus, then catfish.
Catfish.
And now we're looking for something. You know, we like to find what we can on the farm. We made salad last week or a
Right.
couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Of stuff we found around the farm.
Right. Dandelions, etc.
Rick Hill is the naturalist dude, a naturalist dude for Fish My Life, and an artist. If you've seen a cover of Kentucky filled with beautiful artwork, it was me. I did it with crayons. No.
You're pretty good.
Actually, most of the covers you've seen for the last 74 years,
Yeah, something like that.
if it's actual artwork, it's Rick Hill. He does amazing stuff. Now, he also, well, some people don't know this. If you've been around him a while, you do. But you do carvings, lifelike carvings of birds and fish.
Right.
You had the opportunity to set up in the Keys, somebody was going to sponsor you and set you up and just drop you off and say, you just do saltwater fishing.
Right.
You didn't do it.
My mama never said I was smart.
But long story short, you and I got together back in the late 80s.
Right,
We both worked for the Department of Fish and Wildlife.
right,
You still work there.
right.
You've been there for 84 years.
Yeah.
If you have not had a chance to see Rick's artwork, well, I guess we'll just have to do a segment and show them.
All right.
But anyway, back to the woods. We're looking for something today to eat. And I don't know how you found this right below your driveway, because you have a couple places where you normally find them, but let's look and see. What do we have behind us? Anybody see anything? Now here's a reminder. If you are in the woods looking for mushrooms, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to people out there, and you see a mushroom and you want to eat it, it's up to you to check and see if it's poisonous or non-poisonous. There are some mushrooms that are called
There's a false morel.
false morel.
But I don't think they're very common around here. You just need to be careful.
Yeah.
But this time of year, morels are common, but you just have to look hard. You got to know where to look, or you just got to get lucky.
Yeah, and it takes
Take some time.
Once you find one,
Right.
now these can be brown, they can be grayish, they can be kind of a yellow color.
Some of the early ones are real dark and
Yeah.
small, and then the amber big ones are last.
Let's talk about the
usually.
life cycle on these things. They don't last long.
No, they don't. And especially with this weather we've been having, it almost got away from me. It got so hot, so fast, that they don't last long. They start drying up. So you've got to really look. And if you find one, you need to stop walking and just look around before you start walking anymore, because you may step on some of them.
You don't want to step on them because they're precious.
No, and you find them in groups often. So
And there's a trick, isn't there? When you pull one of these out, you just take it out from the ground and you kind of tap, tap, tap.
yeah, to release any loose spores.
So
And,
hopefully something will come
yeah.
up. Did you see that one fall off right there? So hopefully next year they pop back up. You grab that one.
All right.
Do I get to take these home?
Yes.
Let's go look for a few more. They smell woody and nutty.
Oh, I love the smell of a morel. Well, let's go find a few more.
Let's do. Let's see where you got him pointed out there, Rick. You got a little gray one a minute ago.
Yeah.
We'll put all these together in a minute, kind of show the coloration and the difference in coloration.
Well, there's another one right down the hill here.
So you've had these pre-scouted.
That helps, don't it?
It sure does.
I see one. You got to raise.
I see it right there.
Good eye.
I tell you what. There's some May apples, Rick. Boy, Rick, you had to have the eagle eye for that one right there. That was a,
Yeah, it was hidden where there's supposed to be a popular spot to look for morels in the mayapple patches.
Go ahead and pick him.
All right.
I tell you, it's nice to have a mushroom scout. I didn't have any on my place, Rick. I'm gonna do one more look.
There's probably some there somewhere.
I have looked and looked and looked. And I can find them. I found them other places turkey hunting, but that's a good one right there. So that's what a morel looks like. And that's some of the best eaten, as far as I'm concerned, in the woods. Well, here we go. The Rickster comes through in a crunch. I
Well-
wanted so bad to show folks. Now, most people in Kentucky, I would say a huge percentage of people in Kentucky know what these are. And these are found all over the northeastern mid part of the country, even out the plains and so on and so forth. But I mean, now I found one in western Kentucky one time that was huge. But these are perfect eating size. You can see the kind of wide range of colors they come in. And sometimes they'll be even a kind of a yellowish.
Yeah.
Some of the
see the
bigger
yellowish
as well.
and the real little dark ones. These are just some gray ones, and then I call these amber color, kind of honey color.
Right.
These other ones.
Now again, I can't stress enough, if you're watching this and you don't know your mushrooms, it's up to you to ID those and make sure they're right. And now we're going to do a little thing. It's a kind of a twist on a recipe we got from somebody who made some mussels in Midway.
Sounds good. Hey, you notice there's still some light left. Let's go find some more.
I ain't scared.
All right.
All right, let's go find some more.
All right.
Now the next thing we're going to do is a recipe that is a really good starter recipe. Bacon. 6 to 8 strips of bacon, set it down your pan, hamburger. That's the nenext step. Push it, I'd say anywhere from a half a pound to a pound. It depends on how much burger you want. I like a lot of burger in mine. Baked beans of your choice. A can and a half. So 32 ounces of beans. Your favorite kind, whatever you want to use. You can use pork and beans, or you can use steakhouse flavored Bush's beans, which I kind of like. How about maybe some butter beans to go with that? So I'd use a can of butter beans, a can of kidney beans. You want them different sizes, different shapes, different tastes. It really is nice. Then you're going to take a half a cup of ketchup. You can use a whole cup of ketchup, but I use a half a cup of ketchup and a half a cup of barbecue sauce.
1 cup.
A cup of brown sugar. And just a little bit of liquid smoke. Just use that like a half a teaspoon of that, maybe a teaspoon, and it gives it that nice hickory smoke taste. Tablespoon of vinegar. Then you bring in your onions, and I'd use about a medium-sized onion. Set that in there. How many on the bottom, how many on the top? 17 and 8. That gets you your 350. That's, of course, 8 on the bottom, 17 on top. Just remember 25 in your head. Charcoal is so easy. Self-lit charcoal is so easy. It's a way to go if you want to, say you're camping. You can't, it's hard to build a fire sometimes. You don't have exactly what you need. To get more exact in the beginning when you're working with cast iron, if you guys use cast iron a lot, in order to get that 350-degree temperature, you got to have X amount on the bottom, X amount on the top. When you start doing it a lot, you're going to figure out if you've got a fire going over here, you can just take some coals out of the fire, preferably with some tongs. I'm very conscious of fingers and stuff. You can take some coal, you can take these out and you can eyeball it. You can take stuff out of the actual fire, use coals from the fire. Once you get into it, you're going to start finding out that you can eyeball it pretty easy. And you know how much to put on the top, how much on the bottom. Then later you're going to stack. That's another story. All right, this is the part of the show where we sadly have to say goodbye. It's been a half hour. And Mrs. Farmer, I know that you would love to be on our Facebook page, but it's a complicated process. What do you have to do to be on our Facebook page?
You hit like.
That's it.
Is that
Just
it?
like.
Yeah, I think that's it. That's it.
And if you see these recipes and you think you might like to try them, where would you go?
TimFarmersCountryKitchen.com. That's where I go to get my recipes.
We never measure.
That's right.
We really never measure, so we have to go back and check ourselves. How do we make that? Oh yeah, right there.
That's right.
TimFarmersCountryKitchen.com. Hit subscribe. That way if something new comes out, we tell you about it, so on and so forth. And now, we want to say, are you ready? It's all about
Good time.
All right, let's try that again. That was terrible. There's one person in this room who's ready. Dean. Come here, Dean. Come here, Dean. Come here. It's all about
good times, good friends, good eats.
We'll see you next week with a brand new Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. Good.
To order a cookbook, please call 502-319-0487 or email timfarmerck@gmail.com.